So hi guys, out the car, just going to get some petrol or gasoline if you're from America. So I thought if I go get some fuel now, I haven't got to do it early morning. And it's actually quite a nice day, but it's starting to cloud over a bit. They're saying thunderstorms possibly today. So hopefully it doesn't ruin the poppy fields if we do get some massive downpours. But we shall see. And I've got the A7R4 in the bag, macro lens on, so 90mm macro. And also flash gun, just in case the light goes or there's not enough light for what I need at the time. So just going to head down now, get some fuel, stop off maybe at a churchyard or something like that, because they're quite good for sort of small wildlife, because they're generally untouched. Right guys, I've come to a churchyard and we've got loads of wildflowers and grasses here on the side of the road as well. So I'll have a look at them when I come back out. But, plenty of flowers in here as well. So the problem is, as always, when you want to shoot macro photography, it's windy, and fortunately it's windy. Might be able to find a couple of sheltered spots, but who knows. But some stunning flowers. Oh, butterfly as well. So they are around. Graveyards are very interesting, obviously remembering people we've lost, but some of the wildlife you see. There's a butterfly. Oh, there is. Problem is, this time of year they've got tons of energy. In certain places I don't really want to walk. I don't, you know, with a bit of respect, I don't really want to walk past people's graves, but there's bumblebee. There's plenty of scope at the moment. Anyway, so let's walk around a bit further. Oh, there's a bee. And the butterfly around. Land gone. There was land on the ground. And on a flower. I'm going to have a little snap. I've got the, like I said, the 90mm Sony macro on the A7R4. So let's have a little walk around. I can't really hold two cameras at once, unfortunately, so I'm not going to record while I snap because it's a bit boring. But anyway, there's plenty of stuff here. Unfortunately, a lot of it's moving around quite a lot, so we shall see. It might be a bit more sheltered around the other side of the church, but let's go and have a look quickly. But plenty of insects moving around. So guys, at the moment I am shooting at ISO 200, sort of f10ish, f10 to f13, sort of 1/500th of a second thereabouts, depending on what I'm doing, depending on what I'm actually shooting. So if I'm shooting a flower, I've gone sort of f13 just to get the depth. Animals like ants and things like that, I've dropped it down to about f8 and had a much faster shutter speed, so I can actually capture the things because they don't stop moving. There's a few nice shadows here because we've got high contrast, bright sunshine coming down on top of the flowers. And this is an old pyramid, believe it or not. You can probably see there. It was a rich man, very well, a few hundred years ago. This is his grave. But there's more flowers around here actually. More bugs. So, kind of cool. It's quite interesting. And it's actually sheltered around here as well, the hoverfly there. A couple of them actually. They might be able to get one on a flower in a minute. But yeah, you just got to look around. Oh, there's loads of bees and hoverflies. Oh, one's got me ear. So, they freak out very quickly. Where's he gone? Hey, that one freaks out a bit. They got loads of energy, that's the trouble. Oh, some kind of, it's a wasp, like a different type of wasp. A wasp I've seen, I think. There's actually quite a few flies. It's normal. Ah, there's the wind. When you're going to go and take a picture, you get the gust. It's a bit more sheltered around the other side. So, let's come on, insects, land. There's that wasp again. Thinks any slight movement, they move. There he is. He's behind the GoPro. Yeah, so anyway, I'm shooting AFC and I'm actually on small spot, so I can actually get on the subject, you know, like really close onto it, and then it doesn't ignore anything. Oh, what have we got there? But what a beautiful, I mean, these are growing in the pyramid. This apparently needs renovating, I suppose, all the mortar needs doing and everything like that, so probably a lot of work needed, but it's a few hundred years old. Just shows you how plants can take over. It's very much a sun trap here. The insects are absolutely loving it. I've got quite a few cool shots so far. You just got to remember, shut speed's really, really fast. Sort of thousandth of a second upwards, really. But you've also got to keep your f-stop. Oh, butterfly. F-stop. Pretty much. Go on, land. Sort of around the f8 area. There's no point going to f2.8 unless you're quite a long way away from something, because your depth is very shallow. I'm just going to have to try and get a shot of this from miles away and slowly move in, but he's going to freak out, I reckon. May not, busy eating. The sun side of him, really. Now he's changing direction. Come on. Give me a face shot. Oh my god, he's actually not bothered. Now the wind. That's pretty amazing. He's not bothered at all, look at that. Wildlife photography with a GoPro. How cool is that? Well, there he goes. Up and away! Oh, he's back again. But anyway, as I say, there's loads around. Hoverflies, which are the ones that are actually quite difficult to get because they just move just before you actually literally focus on them quite often. He's moving around, they buzz around, they sort of hold fire for about half a second, then move again. So anyway, carrying on snapping. There's a few birds as well. Oh, but butterflies are not bothered. Hopefully the shots I got were quite good. So we shall see. So guys, the more and more I use this 90mm macro, absolutely amazing. Definitely well worth the purchase if you need a macro lens. Works quite well as a portraiture lens as well, apparently. But some of the shots I think I've taken today are looking rather good. So I'll just pop around here this side again before I go back to the car. I just thought I'd do a couple of sort of big daisies and a couple of sort of other flowers here as well. So I thought I'd have a quick look. Around the other side of the pyramid was incredible. Bugs everywhere. You can hear grasshoppers. If I can get one of them, it'd be quite cool. That's a really, really nice flower, that one. So anyway, I'm going to take a few pictures here and then I'm going to head home. But yeah, if you can get your hands on one of these, the 90mm macro, on the A7R4 it's incredible, because you've got that much more resolution. You can kind of crop in a bit if you want to go a little bit closer, so it makes a massive difference, and the sharpness is incredible as well. So anyway, I'm going to snap away, try and find a grasshopper. I can hear them over that way, so see what I can get. Alright guys, I think that was a successful little outing. Got fuel, got some cool pictures, definitely well worth looking around your local churchyard by the looks of it, because there's plenty of wildlife there if you want to do some macro photography. Just obviously be a little bit respectful for the surroundings with graves and gravestones and things. Other than that, really good day, lovely day as well. I did think it was going to cloud over more, but looking in that direction, that's quite beefy looking clouds, so we could end up with a bit of a rain later with some thunder and lightning, who knows, but we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to head home and go and have a look, see what I've got. So don't forget to click the subscribe button and the little notification bell, and we shall see you soon. Right guys, here are some of the photos which are also, some of them are actually obviously been on the video already, but I just sort of put them through so you can kind of see. Ants moving around. There's actually almost like an ant's mixture. The actual lump they're moving around was actually dead ants. I don't know what they were in, but they're all sort of cemented together. This is a tiny little bug here. I mean, this flower here, the little daisy, is about 10mm across, just to give you a size guide. This is one of the flowers that looks out off the top of the sort of pyramid there, and I just thought it worked quite nicely. Also a little, I think that's a wasp of some sort. There's quite a few types of wasps in the UK. We've got the common one, which obviously everyone hates because it stings people, blah blah blah, but there's loads of other little ones that are different. So a fly here. So shooting sort of f8 to f13, it was the sort of range I was shooting at. Very rarely do I ever shoot f2.8 or even anywhere below f8 really, shooting macro, because your depth of field is so shallow. I mean, that was at f13, that shot there, but as you can see here, the picture in the middle of the flowers is sharp, as this shot here is, and the background blurs off nicely anyway, so you know, you don't have to be wide open, which this shot here is. This is f2.8. Yes, the bokeh in the background is completely soft, but also is the flower, so the flower is not fully in focus, which some people might like, some people might not. Anyway, some more flowers here with the bug on. So they were everywhere, it was brilliant, but if you move too quickly they freak out and go quickly, so you have to slowly move in, holding your camera up to your face and keep focusing until you get to that point where either you can't go any closer because it's hit the minimum focus point, or you've got the shot you wanted and take the photo. Benefits of the A7R4 or the A7R3 or anything that's got high resolution sensors like some of the Nikons and Canons as well, you can crop in later. These shots here are not cropped in, apart from the 16:9 shots here, but I could get nice and close, and especially with this the butterfly that didn't really bother, you know, half the time you can't get anywhere near them, but I could get that shot quite easily, which worked nicely, and this shot here as well. So it's lost the top and the bottom slightly, but yeah, I didn't have to crop in at all. That's how close I could get to that butterfly, which was quite incredible. The small spot focus, or the center spot small, is great for shooting through things like this. So I focused on the little bee or wasp, whatever it was down there, through a load of flowers in the shade, and it still focused fine. A fly here, so there's random different insects there, everything from a regular sort of, I don't know if it's a blue bottle or whatever, or green bottle fly, through to like the wasps that I've never really seen before. Shooting up into the sun was quite interesting, a little bit of sort of silhouetting going on there slightly, which worked quite nicely. I think that's a hoverfly landing, but these ones are actually probably the hardest ones to photograph, because they hover around and they literally stop for half a second or less in the air and then suddenly move again, so by the time you've focused they've moved, so it can be quite difficult to capture them. When they're on the flower it's not so bad. But anyway guys, that was basically the an hour. I think I spent about an hour up there, just taking photos. Even though it was windy, I managed to find a sheltered spot. This was, I think, someone might want to put me right on this, this is a baby grasshopper, possibly, or cricket, not really sure. Previous shot there was the full size. This has been cropped in so you can actually see it a little bit clearer. But it's absolutely tiny. I could hear it, and I finally pinpointed it by sound to find it, and I absolutely just about spotted it. I was like, blimey, that's absolutely tiny. That's about 2mm long, maybe 3 at a push. Absolutely tiny, absolutely tiny. So anyway guys, don't forget to click the subscribe button, click the little notification bell. Any questions about the Sony 90mm macro G lens, feel free to ask. Really like it. A7R4, A7R3, RX10 Mark IV. Any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to help. And that's it really. So check out my other videos, and I shall see you soon.